Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, break 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So now, not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. If you're watching us on our mobile app, please don't tell me to know. Come on, we have a mobile app. Come on now. All right, listen. So go wherever if you haven't downloaded, wherever you get your apps from, go there. All right. It doesn't matter if it's iTunes or Google. iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Weebolts, Venture, Woolworth, Gold Blast. It doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us this favor. Be sure to download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Put us there right next to the big boys, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Apple Plus, Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars. I'm still paying for Stars, and they haven't had anything in the last couple of months. I digress. Put us there. Watch that on the big screen. How around the big screen, right? Mickey, now. They can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally, you want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Guys, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So listen, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best Chicago morning sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see who we got in the chat today, because Chad is jumping a little bit. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He says, again, no victory chain Monday. Yeah, I know. I'm a little sad about that, too. I am sad. My man Cornelius Squalls, what up, what up, what up? Sports Zoners, he says. Cornelius in the house. Yvette Lee checking in. Good morning, Mom. Thank you so much for tuning in. She says, Happy House Music Monday, y'all. That's what we're talking about. Junior still says, I still like the battering ram Kramer use on short yardage. I do too. Mr. Shorty's checking in. Said, morning, fan. What up, Shorty? He's in the house. Michelle Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. What's up? He said, what's up on the House Music Monday? And this losing streak is not a good feeling. No, it's not. Michelle is not a good feeling at all. In addition to those stupid-ass burpees I had to do today. I didn't even calculate how. And again, I thought of you when I was doing those burpees. Let me see how. Let me calculate it out. How many burpees did I end up doing today? What the heck? So this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 40. 45 burpees I ended up doing. 45 burpees I ended up doing this morning, Michelle. I was like, damn, this guy. Cornelius Squall said, Mr. Shorty, our special teams cost us 10 points due to blocked field goals and muffed punt. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah, listen, if you're not following on Facebook, make sure you follow me on Facebook. I did. So now I had to restart a Facebook page and I had to wait the 60 days or whatever. Anyway, I'm posting videos. So I'm doing a post-game recap. I'm doing a post-game recap on Facebook. So I did one yesterday from the stadium. And I talked about that the Bears are finding different ways to lose games. And yesterday was a special teams variety. And yeah. Junior says Caleb played good except that sacked in OT. Should have thrown the ball away. Yes, he should have. He should have. Mashawn, doing burpees is worse after a game yesterday. Yeah, I know. Off the Dubs in the house. What up, y'all? He says, good morning, Papa. How are you? Thank you for tuning in, sir. I appreciate you. Brandon Church checking in. He says, good morning. How are you, Brandon? Junior, I hear if I drink too many beers, Lacqua, a lot of burpees. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I don't know what that means. Oh, man. Listen, we have a lot to talk today, man. We got Bulls basketball on Saturday. Fat fingers. Yeah, I get it, Junior. It happens to me. We have a lot to talk about. Bulls basketball over the weekend. Told you they're going to be exciting. Not necessarily good, but exciting. And they definitely were exciting this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Got some a little bit of Blackhawks to talk. A lot of college football to talk. Man, everything is up in the air, and I love it. And then obviously we have our Bears to talk. The Bears are going to be the focal point of the discussion today, seeing that it is House Music Monday. We haven't had a Bears victory Monday in 5 weeks, 6 weeks? Oh, I make a lot of burpees. I get it. Yeah, and there's a lot of blame to go around. But one thing we can say is we're starting to develop our quarterback, and that's a good thing. Thomas Brown, the last 2 weeks, has done an exceptional job with Caleb, and I think it's going to be a time not very far from now where we're going to start winning because of Caleb and not with him. He's still a rookie. He's still making a lot of mistakes. But he's showing us those flash plays. You know, the mistake yesterday was, as Junior mentioned, the sack in overtime. He had about 6-8 seconds, if not more, and he still took the sack. And the thing that I told you, remember me telling you this, because I remember this. When he shakes people, he always goes to the left. He always tries to shake people, okay? And he tried to do that, and on that play and get to the left, and he got sacked. I mean, now if he's getting flushed from the left, obviously you can't shake someone. So, like on the pressure from that free blitzer where he hits DeAndre Swift down the sideline, there's a free blitzer coming from the left, and he just flushed him right. He didn't have a chance to stop and step back. Caleb's becoming very predictable. Right? His habits are being scrutinized and recognized. Because I'm telling you, if I see it, you know, I would imagine guys who are getting paid a pretty penny, 6 figures in the NFL, should be able to see it. And you give that information to your defensive lineman. He's always trying to go left for whatever reason. Cornelius says Armando was yelling, "What was Carter doing, waving to tell people to get away?" But stayed right in the way of the ball. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That was huge. You know, there's a lot of different that's a good cup of tea right there. That's a good one. It's one of my better cups of tea. Just FYI. There's a lot of blame to go around. All right, a lot of blame to go around. That defensive line. They had 3 sacks. You know, it bothered me. If you saw the Montez Sweat sack. First of all, Montez Sweat was in the game. Holy shit. Montez Sweat actually had a decent game. 3 tackles, a sack. What do you have? 2 TFLs? Yeah, he had 2 TFL tackle for losses. When he gets the sack, what he doesn't do, or what he didn't do, is he didn't come down and swipe the ball and pound the ball away. And you saw when he hits the quarterback and sacks him, he's on the ground. He starts kind of hitting himself in the helmet because he realized he missed an opportunity to try and knock that ball out. And that's the thing. You want to get that ball on the floor. Get on the ground. Get that ball on the ground because you don't know what type of bounce it's going to take. And a fellow defender could be close. Pounce on the ball, Bears ball. You always want to create turnovers. And yeah, and Sweat didn't do that. Montez Sweat didn't. I was happy for the sack. But this is something that you can't say, "Oh, I forgot." Are you getting paid a lot of money? All right. Last year, you led 2 different franchises in sacks for the year. First time it's ever been done. It's not your first rodeo. You have to understand the situation. You need the ball. You need to get that ball out. That has to be second nature. And that's got to be the defensive coordinator. Okay. I'm not here to pile on Eberflus, but damn. I'm not here to pile on them, but this falls into your territory. This is it. This falls on Eberflus and the defensive coordinator, Eric Washington. You got to say, hey, listen, we need the ball. Understand situational awareness. Sack is great. A sack, strip, force, fumble is even better. Because now there's a chance for us to get it. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yes, there's a chance. And you just got to be better. The D-line, Cornelius Squall said the D-line really misses Billings. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Big time. DC, Derek Carter checking in. What's up, Papa? Good morning. He says, OMG, we need a change at the head coaching position. I agree. The 4th and 4 yesterday where they decided they're going to go forth and field goals and go forth and field goal. They ended up going for it. All those things. These things keep adding up now. And believe me, I'm all for one, giving people patience and letting them grow, because he had to grow into this head coaching thing. He was never a head coach before. It's difficult. And I preach patience. But there's that my patience has an end date, an expiration date, and it's coming up pretty soon. Okay, he's another game where he makes some bad decisions. You know, I don't know. He challenged the Jordan Addison catch down the sideline. I don't know if he did that to buy time, or if he really thought that Jordan Addison stepped out of bounds. But where are you getting? Who's in charge? You know, who's in charge of that? Because I think you need another dude in charge of it, to be honest with you. Because they're not. You're 0 for this year on challenges. You're like literally 2 for 15, 2 and 15, and 2 and 16, something like that, in the history of your history as a head coach of challenges. So you might want to upgrade at that position. I mean, unfortunately, it's probably a little too late now. But though, there's a lot that I hear you, Mr. Shorty, and this is what a lot of people are saying. You know, Mr. Shorty is saying, he's saying fire Flus today. What the hell are they waiting for? We might actually win a game with Thomas as head coach. Listen. You can't just say, okay, he's a good head coach, he's a good offensive coordinator. You can't just say that. You're saying it because we're emotional. Because once he becomes head coach, guess what? He's in charge of everything. Just how this is overwhelming Eberflus, this could overwhelm Thomas Brown. We don't know that. The last 2 weeks, he's done well with Caleb. Why would you want to add on top of that head coaching duties? That doesn't make sense, because that's going to take away from his offensive coordinator play calling position. Right? Keep Eberflus, and if you do fire him, which they won't, man, Steve Hightower or Eric Washington. But this is another reason I say just keep the coordinator. Here's what they should do. Listen, you give up the defensive play calls. Period. End of story. Now you step back. I know it's your baby. I know you built it, but guess what? They're regressing right now. Let Eric Washington make the calls, a fresh breath, a different perspective. Let him make the defensive calls. Let Thomas Brown make the offensive calls. And now you can truly oversee and be a CEO like you said you wanted to be when you first got the gig. It's not like you're giving up the defense to an unproven play caller. Yeah, but you're asking Cornelius. No, it's not, because here's why. You're asking him to be a head coach and under conditions he didn't create. Like, if you get a head coach, you want to see, okay, I mean, it takes the whole off season. Your season starts in the off season. Okay, give him a head start. Give him a fresh start. But here's the thing. You still want the development of Caleb. So why interrupt that? Why interrupt that? Because that's going to take a lot out of him. Now, if you decide to go with him next year, which he'll have an off season do it. He'll have mini camp. He'll have OTAs to work on the head coaching thing. I just don't want to add more to his plate now than necessary. Joseph Archer checking in. What's up, Papa? He said, what's up, Shawn? It's the same thing that happened to Shawn Desai. Remember, Shawn Desai was one of the hottest play callers around. I don't even know where he's at. Does anyone know where he's at now? I don't know where Shawn Desai is at. If you know where he's at, just put it in the chat. You know, I saw something yesterday. I should have held it, but I should have held it till later, but I guess Pandora's box is open. When I was in the interview room with Coach Eberflus, and Caleb came out after him. Coach Eberflus had this aura about him. His body language was different. His tone was different. It seemed like the pressure finally got to him. He seemed like a defeated man. It seemed like he was resigned to his fate of going to be fired at the end of the season. And maybe they told him. Maybe they told him, say, hey, we're not going to move forward with you next year. Just finish out the season. We're not going to fire you in season. Whatever. That's just my opinion. Reading his body language, listening to his tone. Something right. It was a Matt Nagy. I was looking at the comments. It was a Matt Eberflus that I hadn't seen before. That I had not seen before. And I'm telling you, he probably knew about it or probably knows. Maybe they told him. But he was different yesterday, Matt Eberflus. He was different. Still patronizing us. Oh, everything's on me, everything's on me, everything's on me, everything's on me. But never before, everything was collaborative. Everything was on everyone. It's an everyone thing, is what he would say. No, the sacks, it's an everyone thing. Yes, DC. Yes, dead man walking. I agree. What do you mean, Joseph? Joseph said we do this. We do a lot of this. We are backtracking again. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Papa. Cornelius says, I doubt that Brown will be head coach if Ben Johnson, Slovic, or Shanahan becomes available without being the head coach the remaining of the season. Oh, so you're saying if they don't give him that test run the last few games, then he won't get the job because they'll go with Johnson, Slovic, or Shanahan. Is that what I think that's what you're saying. Many people would argue that, here's the thing. If you want Thomas Brown to be the head coach and you want to give him trial run, so to speak, let's say trial run, then you fire him after the Detroit game, or you fire Matt Eberflus after the Detroit game, because it gives him an extra couple of days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He can kind of get everything in, get to work. You know what I mean? But I don't think they're going to fire Eberflus. But if they do, the ideal time would be right after the Lions game. It just didn't work out. Okay, there's a lot of growing pains that he had to go through. That he's still going through. A lot of mistakes that he's still making. And the thing is, there's no manual on how to be a head coach. I haven't seen one. There's no manual on that. So you kind of got to wing it. You have resources at your disposal. You have Nick Saban. I think he was a pretty good head coach. But I don't know if his personality is suited to lead men, lead a team. Defensively, yes, fine. Defensive coordinator, fine. Linebacker coach, fine. Head coach, yeah, I think that's a little too much. A little too much. Oh, Joseph said, I seem to me the Bears are always backtracking again over and over. Nothing never changes. Why can we get a head coach, then coach what's up that can coach? Oh yeah. Why can't we get a head coach that can coach? What's up with all these new beginners? Yeah, see that I've mentioned that before. I was thinking because the Bears are taking a page out of the Bulls and White Sox book. They want to get the cheap coordinator, the new hot guys they can control. Guys they can control. Because the general manager has to be the most important person in the organization nowadays. Doesn't matter what sport it is, baseball, football, basketball. So they're probably not going to hire a guy with a big personality, one that'll overshadow the GM. But that's how you know you're dealing with immature men. You go find the best coach. He's got a big personality. Who cares? You still get developed. You still whatever he does. When he wins, you still get the credit. You're the architect of putting it together. But they don't want that. They want to shine and leading up to the accolades as the architect. It's like, come on, man. They're asking for a lot. They're asking for far too much. Junior says Eberflus given us all these pieces was given all these pieces to win, and he is in another 5-game losing streak. Yeah. Remember, he lost 4 in a row to start the season last year. Yeah, it's tough. Well, Shawn says Bears ownership doesn't like paying 2 coaches. No, they don't. Which is why he might come back next year. And I'm okay with that if he gives the defensive play calling duties to Eric Washington and Thomas Brown. You got all the offensive play calling duties, and I'll just go back and forth between meeting rooms so I can be in there and listen. Yeah. Eberflus, to save his job, he did it once. Put together the defense, started calling the defense, and defense is doing well. Can he save his job again? Can he give that CEO? Can he give the title of defensive play calling to Eric Washington? Offense scores, continue to have some good high-scoring games. Then I think he should, Derek Carter says, I want Brown to start from the beginning. I get it. It makes sense. You start from the beginning with the squad and you move on. You move forward. So I get it. I'm cool with that. Joseph Archer says, I see that Jim Harbaugh is doing good. Yeah, he is. And they're playing tonight, Monday night, the Battle of the Harbaughs again. Keith Harris Bishop says, Eberflus has to go, Shawn. The defense was lackluster. Special teams have to tighten up. Yeah, I agree with you. But again, who are you going to put there right now? You think, just make him the head coach. It doesn't work that way. Or just make him the head coach. He's doing this. It doesn't work that way. There's so many different things involved in being a head coach. There's so many different things that entail, and then you still want him. So if you make him the head coach, and we're talking about Thomas Brown, you make him the head coach, and the offense suffers. Now you're like, he's a shitty offensive coordinator. What you do is you're throwing a whole bunch of stuff on his plate. Mid-meal. That's a whole bunch of other issues he's got to deal with. Leave him there. Eberflus should have been gone before, but hey. Listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll have more sports conversation. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Four-man rush. Williams throws. First down. And a catch for DJ Moore by this team. Fourth most in the league. And to the edge, Odunze with a first down to the Chicago 45-yard line. A ton of confidence from this group in this situation. Second and 4. Williams had time. That ball was deflected. It still fluttered its way to Komet and a first down. She's got the snap off. It's Komet with the catch underneath and down at the 31-yard line. Last time and last week. High snap, pulled down, kick on the way, and it is good.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox 32. Those were the Bears yesterday in a comeback. A very nice comeback stage by our boys. It fell just a little bit short, falling 30-27 in overtime to the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, that was a tough one. Tough one. Antmos checking in. What's up, buddy? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Keith says, no, he can finish the season. 6 games left. Hopefully we can go 500 the rest of the way. For next season, I'm not sure about who should be head coach. Wait and see who's available. Keith, he can finish the season. You're talking about Eberflus? Is that, or you're talking about Thomas Brown? Because the one thing because right now the most important thing is Caleb's development. And if that's going to be hindered by any way because Thomas Brown has more responsibilities, then don't do it. Then don't, because at this point we're not making the playoffs. It's end of story. We're not making the playoffs. So make sure that you said yes, Flus can finish. Yeah, I think so. I agree. Just you want Thomas Brown to be focused completely on developing Caleb. Completely. And won't this be something? See, here's the thing. Here's the question. Do you keep Thomas Brown as a head coach next year? Because there are rumors that Shanahan might be available. There's rumors there's other coaches that are going to be available. Mike Vrabel, right? Bill Belichick wants to get back into coaching. Okay, what about Kevin Stefanski? They're talking about possibly letting him go in Cleveland. Okay, these are all guys who have had experience and somewhat a level of success. Obviously, Belichick, a lot of success. Vrabel, not that much, but nonetheless. So are you willing to go with Thomas Brown, the guy who's gotten Caleb to this point? Or do you want to start all over with a new coach? Because they're probably not going to keep Thomas Brown as the offensive coordinator. If it's Stefanski, if it's Shanahan, yeah, they're going to be calling the plays, and they're just going to be grooming another OC to move on. Steve-O says Brown will be cheaper. Oh, guys, Steve-O's back. I know everyone was asking about you and wishing you well wishes last week, Steve-O. Yeah, but we don't care about cheap. We don't care about cheap. We want someone who can win. We want someone who commands the room, who can lead this team. And I'm not saying Brown can't do it. Brown just hasn't done it. He hasn't had the opportunity to do it. Okay? Shorty says, Steve-O, glad you're well. Antma says, I think we need a good experienced head coach with playoff experience also. I think we need an experienced coach too. But it doesn't mean you can't hand it off to a rookie coach. Mike Tomlin was a rookie coach at one particular point. Steve said, thank you all. Mike Tomlin was a rookie coach at one particular point. Okay, remember how much everyone made fun of Dan Campbell in Detroit. Remember everyone made fun of him? I was one of them. Yeah, we'll bite kneecaps. Now look at him. Probably the best team in the NFL right now that we have to go face in their house in 3 days. So just getting a new guy isn't a death wish. But you got hit. You got hit on that new guy. Can Thomas Brown, listen, that's the question. Another question you got to ask. Can Thomas Brown, is he head coaching material? Hey, Vic Fangio is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. He's a shitty head coach. Okay? He's a crappy head coach. And we've talked about this before. Sometimes you got to know your road, Javon. Yeah, shut your mouth and stay in your lane. And his lane might be just offensive coordinator. My man Junior says, Steve-O, welcome back. Keith Harris says, enough with the retreads. I think we should see how this plays out with Thomas Brown. I want someone who has an attitude that the team can take on that attitude. I hear you. I agree with you. Is Ryan Poles, because let's be honest, Ryan Poles' seat is hot. Not as hot as Eberflus's, but it's hot. So you're going to hitch your wagon to a first-time head coach? That I don't know. Or you're going to hitch your wagon to a guy who has a lot of gravitas who's going to take the spotlight away from you, Poles. That I don't know. I'm going to tell you, they're pretty boys now. All the general managers, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, track, all the general managers, all little pretty boys. They want to be the smartest guy and the most important guy in the organization. So will Ryan Poles put his ego aside and get a veteran coach, or will he risk his career as a GM here at a new coach? That we're going to have to see how it plays out. But listen. Let's get right to it. Guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. We know where we're starting. Why we even play like that? The Bears. The Bears fall to the Minnesota Vikings 30-27 in overtime. Caleb Williams had a nice day at the office, baby. 32 of 47, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 103, no interceptions, and a 103.1 quarterback rating. DJ Moore, 7 catches, 106 yards, and a tutty. I like it. Keenan Allen, 9 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown. Kevin Byard, 11 tackles. Montez Sweat, 3 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for losses. I like it. I like it a lot. Where you been, Mr. Sweat? DeMarcus Walker, 5 tackles, a sack, and a TFL. Nice game for him. Nice day for him at the office. The loss was the 5th consecutive loss for our Bears. However, there is some good news to this. Next off the morning topic, Caleb Williams set the Bears rookie record for most passing yards. So, granted, the bar was very low. But here's what he has. As of yesterday, 2,356 yards. He's got 6 games left. Okay. 6 games left. He should be able to add to that, get well into the 3,000s. All right. Now, if he averages 300 yards a game the next 6 games, he'll hit 4,000. But I'm not expecting him or putting the pressure on him to average 300 yards a game the next 6 games. This record's nice and all, but everyone got all excited about it yesterday, and I get it. Especially the Caleb cult. I get it. We're like, oh, he's already done it in 6 games, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes. First of all, he's got, look at the next couple. The next 3. Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, Kyle Orton. They weren't the starters at the beginning of the season. Remember Mitch Trubisky had stretch a neck, Mike Glennon start the first 4 or 5 games, which means, and here's why you gotta take things with a grain of salt. All right, and I'm not shitting on Caleb. All I'm saying is I'm giving you facts. Mitchell Trubisky wasn't the starter. Mike Glennon was, which means he got no reps in the preseason with the number 1s. Then after 4 or 5 games of Glennon just sucking ass so bad, they're like, okay, we'll put Trubisky in. So now you're asking Trubisky to go in with no reps with the number ones all offseason, all OTAs, mini camps, training camp, preseason, come in and connect with these guys. Justin Fields. Justin Fields wasn't the starter. Andy Dalton was the guy. So he got no reps with the number ones in OTAs, off-season workouts, mini camp, training camp, preseason. And then who was he throwing to? Who is Justin Fields throwing to in 2021? And that's the issue. You know, people get mad. But man, like, come on now. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. His wide receivers were Allen Robinson, Damiere Byrd, Riley Ridley, Darnell Mooney, Marquise Goodwin, Chris Lacey, Anthony Miller, Javon Wims, Daz Newsome, Cole Kmet, Jimmy Graham, J.P. Holtz, Jesper Horsted. Those were last 4 were tight ends. In 2021. Does that in any way compare to DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet now, 5th year in the league, as opposed to 4th year in the league, as opposed to rookie Cole Kmet, or 2nd year Cole Kmet. So a low bar, much better talent. Congratulations to him. But again, let's stop the hyperbole. Stop the hyperbole. You know, I'm sitting. He'll pass for 3,000 yards. He better pass for 3,000 yards. Shit, he got 6 games left. Shit, he better pass for 3,000 yards. Dude, he's got 2350. He needs 650 yards to hit 3,000. $650. That means he has to throw 100 yards a game. 110 yards a game. He's got to throw. He better get 3,000 yards. He better. That's not something crazy. Derek Carter says, Steve-O, glad to hear from you, my guy. Yeah, so I'm happy for him. Again, very low bar. Very low bar. Again, I'm not anti-Caleb. I'm anti-Caleb hype. I'm anti-hyperbole. You know, people have talked about, and it's funny, because whenever it's to prove a point, people exaggerate. And it sucks, because again, I'm not anti-Caleb. I want Caleb to do well, but stop with the adjectives or descriptions of him that make it seem like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ. A lot of people want to throw. There were people talking about it yesterday to throw DeAndre Swift down the sideline. One guy on TV yesterday was like, that's an impossible throw. No, it's not impossible. First of all, if it's impossible, it wouldn't have been done. Secondly, other quarterbacks have made that type of throw. Okay? And they're like, oh, then the one, he zipped it. We've had quarterbacks who've put a fastball. We had Jay Cutler for a long time. He put it between 3 defenders and hit Brandon Marshall. Like, stop with the hyperbole, the exaggeration. Caleb is good. Caleb is really good, damn it. Caleb, yes, DC, Caleb can be a franchise quarterback. That doesn't mean he's generational. You can be a franchise quarterback and not be generational. You can be a Hall of Fame quarterback and not be generational. Can Caleb be that? Yes, he can. Will he? We're going to find out. People think because of the side of the side that was on the Civil War that I don't like Caleb. No. I've never doubted his talent, never doubted his ability. But just pump your brakes a little bit. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's this, he did this. And what he has done, he's done some great things. He's done some really good things. Leading the scoring drives going into the half. Excellent. Should have been 3 game-winning drives this year to win the game. The Washington game, we go down without a field goal. That was a touchdown. We had to go down and we needed a touchdown. He let us down and scored a touchdown. Then a Hail Mary happened. Then he let us into the Green Bay game. We had to just get us in field goal range. That's all we needed. He did. We scored, 11 points in 22 seconds yesterday? At the end of the game when necessary? Yeah, the kid is special. The kid is special. You can't deny it. I don't care if you like Justin, you wanted Justin, you hate Caleb. You cannot deny his talent if you're being honest. If you're being honest and you're not playing into your own agenda. I can sit back and say, yeah, Caleb is special. Caleb has everything we need. I think he needs more time. He's a rookie. But I don't think he's generational. Stop with oh my God, no one else could have made that throw. Yes, tons of people have made these types of throws. The athleticism of quarterbacks today is crazy. Jalen Hurts, not to mention Patrick Mahomes. What's his name? Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen. All these athletic quarterbacks making crazy throws. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. And you're like, oh, that pass was unbelievable. I can't believe no one's ever made that pass in the history of football. Like, stop. Just say it was a phenomenal throw and end it there because it was a phenomenal throw. Roll it to the right. He's sprinting. He didn't even roll, slow down, set his feet and throw. No, he's running on a sprint because the lineman's chasing him. Beautiful ball. But man, the hyperbole constantly. Shorty, what do you say? You just put you just put Caleb in a category of the best foe, the best. Oh, you mean the best of the best. Enough said. I got you. I got you. He's got that talent. He's got the talent. We've seen other quarterbacks that had talent as well. Can it be cultivated? Can it be developed? That's the question. Because we didn't develop the last couple guys. Actually, we probably destroyed their career, destroyed their psyche. But everything has to be a perfect situation. We've talked ad nauseum. If we had drafted Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be who he is today. I think it's safe to say we can all agree on that. Like I always tell you, coaching matters. And you screwed up with him right off the bat because now you got him a crappy coach. And again, I got to eat this one. I got to eat this shit fried hard. Shane Waldron disappointed me. And I still wonder, and I still think there's something, I don't know about him and Caleb. I don't know. I just don't know. I have no proof, no nothing, but there's something. Why could his offense work with Russ and with Geno? Geno's a journeyman, but it can't work with a Heisman Trophy winner. Number 1 generational prospect. I say generational with tongue in cheek, but it can't work with him. So DC, you're right. He has to throw that ball away. In OT, he had a brain fart. Yeah. But here's my thing. Why? At that point, he's thinking too much because he's done that in college. He did it in high school. Throw the ball away. He's thrown the ball away, live to play another down. In the press game, in the post-game presser, he said, "Man, I should have thrown it away." Like, yeah, that's like the second or third time you said I should have thrown it away. Throw the damn ball away. Stop trying for the home run. See, when they tell you go be Superman, I get it. But discretion is the better part of valor. If you got nothing and there's a guy chasing you, and now they've seen your tendencies and how you like to shake people. Because if you don't think that defensive linemen watch how a quarterback likes to escape and shake people, you are sadly mistaken. Because I did that in high school, my high school kids, when I was a defensive coordinator. I said, watch how this quarterback, he likes to go to his right or he likes to go to his left. Watch, he's going to shake you and try and get to that spot. He's going to shake you so he can go to his right. He's going to shake you and go to his left. Remember that when you're chasing him. Remember that. And just when he gives you that fake, buy into the fake, but then come right back to the side he likes to go to and jump him, basically. So if we're doing this in high school, you know it has to be done at that level. Throw the ball away. Stop. I know you're trying to be Superman. I know he wants you to go be Superman, but again, you have to be smart. You have to be. Well, the next top of the morning topic, the Bears again. We'll stay with them Thanksgiving Day in 3 days from now. Count them 1, 2, 3. 3 days. 3 days. The Bears are heading over to Motown to face the NFC's best, maybe the NFL's best, Detroit. I can't even say Detroit sucks anymore. The Detroit Lions. Kickoff is early, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on CBS Channel 2 here in Chicago, or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. Short turnaround, so there's really no time to think about this past game. And I'll tell you what, it could be just what the Bears need. Because the Bears play the Lions very, very, very well. I don't know if I'm going to pick them to beat the Lions, but they play them very well, and they have a puncher's chance because of the fact that they have their number. They've had their number the last couple of seasons. Now, Detroit looks like a different animal this year. Detroit's put up 40 and 50 burgers on people. Detroit ain't playing. Detroit is not playing. I'm telling you what, and this is coaching. Dan Campbell told them not to be satisfied. He told them, I can guarantee it's going to be similar to what I'm going to say. Did you like the way your season ended? Do you feel we're the best team in the NFL? They'll probably say yes. Do you like do we deserve to end it in the NFC Championship game? They're going to say no. Were we the best team in the NFL last year? They're going to say yes. Then we need to prove it. And unfinished business, 2024, unfinished business. And this team is not fucking around with anybody. Anybody. They are going. OG Ben Johnson is pulling. I think he's following the old Jimmy Johnson mantra. It's not my job to stop me from scoring, it's yours. It's not my job to stop me from scoring, it's yours. And Detroit is scoring crazy. Crazy. When I say take no prisoners, they are taking none. They beat the Colts yesterday 24-6. The week before, they won 52 to something. They have a 9-game winning streak. 3 rushing touchdowns yesterday. Come on, man. And then we're not going to talk about Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams, the stud receivers they have. And then their tight end, goodness gracious, Sam Laporta. Not to mention Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Dude, these guys are loaded. This team is ready. And maybe they overlook us. I don't think Dan Campbell's going to let that happen. I don't think Dan Campbell's going to let that happen. He's going to talk about this team all week or short week long. No let-ups. So what the Bears got to do, the Bears have to come in and execute. They got to come in and execute. They have to control the time. They have to be more aggressive, more physical. They got to create turnovers. You know, when you get to the quarterback and sack them, you're going to have to sack, strip, force, fumble. That's what you're going to have to do. Sweat, Walker, anybody else who gets in there, Austin Booker. Create turnovers because, man, Detroit can score. And they have not slowed down despite the fact that they lost Aiden Hutchinson. Remember that. He's out for the year. They haven't slowed down one bit. Matter of fact, it looks like they're getting better since Aiden Hutchinson's injury. That's insane. Because that dude was had an unbelievable motor on him. Relentless pass rusher. And now the team's getting better? How the hell do you get better if you lose one of the best edge rushers in the game? Everybody's stepping up. They understand teamwork. And people who got the opportunity have not wasted it. Let's keep it moving. Next topic on Saturday, the Bulls fell to the Grizzlies, 142-131. Most points the Bulls have given up in a long time. Zach LaVine, 29 points. Vooch, 29 points, 8 rebounds. Matas Bucelis, the youngster. I'm telling you, this youngster boy, he's getting some posters. He's creating some posters, baby. 14 points. He had his nasty dunk. Woo! We got something here. We got a lot of young players. You got Caleb Williams on the Bears. All right. You have Connor Bedard on the Blackhawks. Matas Bucelis on the Bulls. We got a lot of young talent. And that's not even mentioning Kobe White and Ayo. Hell, they're 22, 20, or 23, 24 years old. That's still young. They're not even in their prime yet. You hit your prime like 26. 25, 26. They're not even in their prime yet. And Matas Bucelis, let me tell you, once that joker hits the weight room, you thought Lauri Markkanen was good? This kid's better. And Josh Giddey, he had 12.7 boards, 8 assists. But Matas, I highly suggest you watch a Bulls game just to watch Matas. Watch this youngster. He's got no hesitation in his game at all. None. And if he gets it on the wing or he gets it in transition, you better check your head. He's coming for it. He's coming to tomahawk. And the dude's 6'10". He's not 6'6", 6'8". He's 6'10". With a wingspan, so he gets up. So even if you have a good vertical, he's coming down on you. And this kid is just, you know what? He's got it. He's got that eye of the tiger. He's got that dog in him. Now he's got to put some meat on his bones. See what I did there? Put some meat on his bones and watch him excel. He's got a skill set. He can post you up. I've seen it. He's banging. He's banging. He's not strong enough, not heavy enough. So he initiates contact to create space. Fadeaway jumper from 8-10 feet. Bang, gotcha. From the corner. Bang, gotcha. Off the wing. Kiss it off the glass. Bang, gotcha. 15-footer, 18-footer. Bang, gotcha. This kid can do it all. He can bring up the court. Give me 20 more pounds on this guy. 20 to 30 pounds, and this dude will be phenomenal. Remember how good Greek Freak, how skinny the Greek Freak was when he got to Milwaukee? Remember how skinny he was? Look how, and he's not even huge now. He's just solid. that's what I see for Matas Buzelis. Same skill set. I highly suggest you watch a Bulls game. If you're kind of out on the Bulls because they've been crappy, watch them. Zach LaVine is playing very well. Zach LaVine is playing like a leader. I said it the other day, last week. I'm like, I don't know if I want to get rid of him anymore. I don't know about all that now. I know he's 30, but damn, I don't know if I want to get rid of him the way Zach's playing. Come on, man. I don't know. Keep it with the Bulls tomorrow night. The Bulls travel to the nation's capital, D.C. to face the Washington Wizards in the Emirates NBA Cup. So Tuesdays and Fridays are the Emirates NBA Cup tournament. So we change the color of the court, the whole nine. All right, tip-off is at 6 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, what we're going to do is we're going to finish up with we'll start with some college football, and then we'll finish up with our Bears. Great stuff from the Bears. Great stuff for college football this week. So we'll talk football dedicated to the last hour. All right? So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
For the Bears. And it's Moore on the edge with blockers inside the 5 and close to a Chicago first down. Big Doug Kramer lines up with a fullback spot in the backfield. Johnson gets the carry. Johnson has his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Bears take the lead. And on 3rd and 12, Williams, a strike to Keenan Allen again. Allen is down near the 45 of Minnesota. 3rd and 7, here comes pressure. Williams ready for it, finds Allen, first down. Well, Keenan Allen, the favorite target today, already is 5th, the bottom of your screen on 3rd down. Williams will throw down the sideline, looking for Keenan Allen. He makes the catch. Did he toe tap on both? The officials say yes. Rule the catch on the field. They had enough to overturn and say out of bounds with that 2nd foot.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those comes courtesy of Fox 32. Those are the boys yesterday. Those are the boys. Them boys. Them boys. Cornelius Squall, we were talking a little Bulls. King Booker World checking in. What's up, baby? King Booker. Kevin Scott checking in. Good morning, Papa. My man Armando Emeterio Lara, the 3rd. My man Mondo, the 3rd. And his son's name is Armando Emeterio Lara, the 4th. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Who else? Kevin Scott says Billy Donovan has to allow him time on the court. Yeah. Just like Booker World said, now all Billy got to do is let Matas play. Dude, Matas is playing a lot. Matas is playing a lot. I'm a little impressed with the amount of time he's getting in there early. He's like the 7th man off. He's like 2nd man off the bench, the 7th man. Cornelius Squalls, you and me both. I've been impressed with Dalen Terry. Dude, I thought Dalen Terry was like a jokester. He reminded me of, remember Campaign? When Campaign was with OKC, he was like Russell Westbrook's hype boy, his hype man. He was his Flavor Flav. That's what I thought Dalen Terry was. Remember, he's really goofy and stuff. They had him all. They had the behind the scenes on the Bulls, ChicagoBulls.com. And I didn't know if Dalen Terry would ever be that good. He was young, athletic, he could run, energetic, block shots, play some defense. I didn't think he'd turn into this type of player, and he's gotten stronger, and let him get another 10, 15 pounds this offseason. This kid is good. I'm very, very impressed with Dalen Terry also, Cornelius. Sophisticated Thoughts back in the house, baby. How you doing, Papa? It's been a long time. You should have left us. He said Nikola Vucevic has to be traded for more athleticism. That's the key thing the Bulls need, just some young legs that can rebound as well as block some shots. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. I don't know who the hell this is in Nikola Vucevic's jersey, in his uniform, but that mug can stay. That joker can stay. He's hitting a 3 at a good clip, playing defense like he had some blocks, like good defensive hand activity. Got in a passing lane a couple times, jumped a little bit, blocked some shots, and he's knocking down the tray ball from the top of the key. Man, now I need him to go down the post and start working people over down low. What is this? Everyone talk about you're going to be traded, and now everyone's playing great. Him, Zach. Yes, Cornelius. Vooch has definitely improved his three-point shooting. Or you're talking about Dalen Terry, because they both improved their three-point shooting. They both have. Sophisticated Thoughts. I think you might be right. I think DeMar really took him and Io. He's talking about Dalen Terry. Him and Io under his wing and showed them how to be professionals and work in the offseason. I think you might be right. I think you might be right. I think you might be right, because the way that they're playing, I said this the other day, King Booker World. He said, this is Orlando Vucci Maine, man. Vucci Maine. It is. It's the Orlando Magic's Vucci Maine. Stacy's a damn fool. Because it got me saying, hey, my mom said it too. She watched it go, Vucci Maine. I'm like, Mom, what the hell? I almost pissed my pants when she said that last week when he hit the 3. Mom said Vucci Maine. I gotta tweet Stacy like, Stacy, you got my mom saying Bucci Mane. That's crazy. Plankster checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Hey, you're always on time, Papa. You're always on time. Cornelius Squalls says Dylan Terry now has a 3-point shot. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I swear to God, I don't know. I don't cringe when he shoots. I'm like, oh, that's just going. Probably going to go in. Splash, splash, and he shoots it so smooth. There's nothing awkward about it. No hesitation. No hezzy at all. Him and Matas Bucelis. When he gets it, when those two jokers get it, it's going up. You get him in the corner, it's going up smooth, in rhythm. I like it. I like it a lot. Whew. So you guys got me fired up with Bucci Mane. King Bookerwell, you're a fool. I'm telling you, when my mom said that the other day, I almost lost it. You got mom saying Bucci Mane. Stacy, you're a damn fool. I can't wait to text him. I mean, like, Stacy, you got my mama saying Bucci Mane. Oh, jeez, that's hilarious. It's college football, baby. Look what's going on here. Big loss by Colorado. They had everything at their fingertips. All they had to do was win the Big 12 championship, and they're good in the college football playoffs, but nope. Yeah. So here's the situation. The situation that the base is in. I'm kind of stingy. That's why I don't want to land. College football playoffs are unsettled. Except for the American Athletic Conference, all the other season conferences, the other 8 conferences, are still up for grabs. That's the only one set with their championship game, and that's Army versus Tulane. So you talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of things in motion. This college football playoff is nowhere near set. Alabama might not even make it now. Alabama's at 13 in the AP poll. And not to mention, don't forget, you got some automatic bids. So some teams who are lower than Alabama, they win their conference title game, they're in. Alabama, you out. Goodbye. Too bad, so sad. Goodbye. Roll damn Tide. Roll your ass out of the playoffs. In the ACC, it's SMU versus Miami or Clemson. Miami's in if it beats Syracuse. So they hold the fate in their own hands. The Canes do. Clemson is in if Miami loses. So Miami, this is what you want. You want to be able to control your fate. In Miami, you win, you're in. Michelle Walls, team primetime choke. They didn't play well. And they got their ass handed to them. So the Big Ten, Oregon versus Ohio State, Penn State, or Indiana. Ohio State is in if it beats Michigan. I think they will. Jim Harbaugh's gone. They don't have Bryce Underwood, their new quarterback, yet. He's still in college, although he is joining him in the spring semester. That's for sure. He's transferring in the spring, so he'll be participating in spring ball, and he'll probably be named the starting quarterback for Michigan next season. But not this season. Ohio State, if they beat Michigan, they're in. Or if Penn State and Indiana lose. It's like if all 3 of them lose, Ohio State's in. Penn State is in if it beats Maryland and Ohio State loses. Indiana's in if it wins and Ohio State and Penn State lose. So Indiana's needs a lot more. Ohio State controls their own destiny. Win and you're in. That's simple. All right, win and you're in. Big 12, Arizona State versus Iowa. If both win, multiple scenarios, including BYU, Colorado, and other teams, exist otherwise. There's too much to put in the newspaper for the Big 12. The SEC, Georgia versus the winner of Texas A&M. Conference USA, Jacksonville State versus Liberty, It's going to be Liberty, Western Kentucky, or Sam Houston is going to be the opponent for Liberty. Liberty's in with a win over Sam Houston. Western Kentucky's in with a win over Jacksonville State and a Liberty loss. Sam Houston's in with a win over Liberty and a Jacksonville win. You got the MAC. Miami, Bowling Green, and Ohio are tied for first place and control their own destinies. The Miami Bowling Green winner is in. Oh, Miami's playing Bowling Green. Okay. As is Ohio if it beats Ball State. There's other scenarios that exist, including those teams in Buffalo. Then you got the Mountain West. Boise State's in versus UNLV or Colorado State. If UNLV and Colorado State both win or lose, the tie will be broken by either the playoff college football rankings or the metrics. Where's UNLV? UNLV is 21. Where's Colorado State? Colorado State is below, is ranked lower than them. Okay. So there's a lot of different things. And like I said, Alabama, they're at 13 now. Man, how fast that program has fallen. Once Nick Saban left, you know what? The NIL. The NIL is leveling the playing field. Leveling the playing field, baby. Wow. All right, Alabama can't stack 4 and 5 stars, 2 and 3 deep anymore. Nope. That's probably why Saban was gone. Like, man, my third teamer is a 4-star. My third string running back's a 4. Remember when he had Tua, he had who are the quarterbacks that he had? Goodness gracious, not to mention the wide receivers. Running back, dude, Alabama had it. Then other people are like, hey, we got NIL money. You come play, you come here, you play, we'll get you 500,000, 600,000, 40,000, 80,000, 100,000. Like, wait a minute. Not only am I going to school for free, they're paying me. I get this, all this is above board, above the table, not under the table anymore. I can get, man. We just saw it. Bryce Underwood committed to LSU, a kid out of Michigan. Michigan offered him $10.5 million over 4 years. Said he wasn't going to take it, and then he took it. 2.5. What the hell would you do if you're an 18-year-old kid, going to be a 19-year-old kid with $2.5 million? Uncle Sam's coming in. He's going to take half. So $1.2 million. What do you do? What do you do? And I think and I wonder how that's written, how that contract, like you have to be on the team, like you can't get kicked off the team. Because if it has to be written that way because it gives the coach leverage. Because otherwise, you have no leverage on a kid. Like, I need you to come, I still run things. And if you want, pay him by the week. And if you're suspended, you don't get paid that week. You know what I mean? There's got to be a whole bunch of different things, different safety measures put in place. Because you want to come and act an ass. Because there's going to be a whole bunch of guys who aren't making $1 million, $2.5 million a year. Whole bunch of guys. But if you start getting away with shit, they're going to be like, why can't I get away with shit? Yeah, sophisticated thoughts that who's going to draft Travis? I don't know. That's a great question. Great question. I'm pretty sure that the Oakland Raiders want Shedeur Sanders really bad. The tank is on for him. Yeah, does Deion want him to go there though? Remember, Deion said he's going to be pulling strings from afar. And I'll tell you what. Say what you want about Deion and his, but he's living his life doing what many, many dads do. Watching out for their sons. How many of you coach your sons in baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, whatever? He got to coach his kids in high school. He got to coach his kids in college, and now he's going to try and maneuver them to a place where they have the best chance to be successful in the NFL. I don't think Deion's going to go to the NFL. I mean, they just got the number one kid overall, number one prospect quarterback out of Cali, who was committed to USC, decommitted, flipped, and is going to Colorado. So I think Prime is good. I don't think Prime's staying. I don't think Prime is leaving Colorado. And there was apparently on Instagram, it has Shedeur Sanders and this young, I can't think of the young man's name off the top of my head. They had him, Travis handing keys over to this young man. So basically, Julian Lewis, there it is. Julian Lewis. They have Julian Lewis's Instagram. He has Shedeur Sanders handing some keys over to him, basically saying the program's yours next year. Travis Hunter, man, that kid is a stud. Although I am very leery about his frame. He's one of those guys who just can't gain weight because he's still very wily, very slight. And no, he ain't playing both ways. Maybe a couple plays. Maybe a couple of plays. But no. I put him at cornerback with a couple of plays on offense. But, man, I don't want to see a Jaquan Brisker come down and break that boy in half. I don't want to see it. I think he's too slight to play wide receiver. Like, what is he, like 160 pounds? Like, dude, I don't care how much you lift, how strong you think you are at 160 pounds. You got safeties coming out at 210, 220. Dude, they put a shoulder pad in your ribs. They might go through you. Your torso is going to be over here, and your lower body is going to be over there. I'd love to see Travis play corner. He's got great ball skills. And I think that there's far too many wide receivers. It's easier to make a name as a DB. Get more money. Especially, God forbid, you get a rep. You stop some people. And remember, Deion's the guy who started all that. Deion's the guy who started all that. Remember, that's why he created primetime. He's like, wait a minute, we're stop. Wide receivers are getting money. He goes, and we're stopping them. He goes, if we stop them, we're going to get that same kind of money. Because people are going to have a lot of those wide receivers. A lot of people are going to have people like me. Or cornerbacks like me. I mean, if you can get to my level or a level where you can stop and you can shut down receivers, you get that money. Deion's extremely, extremely intelligent. Don't let that southern boy out of Florida fool you. He's extremely intelligent. But anyways, our boys yesterday. There was a lot that went right and a lot that went wrong. Okay, let's talk about the 800-pound elephant in the room. That's Caleb. Caleb had a great game. He had a nice little game. And I say great to start with. And this is against a Brian Flores defense. You got to remember, this isn't the worst ranked defense. This is the number one overall ranked defense. Okay? 32 of 47. Okay, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 103.1 quarterback rating. 103.1 quarterback rating against a Brian Flores defense. Oh, my man, Luis Mejia checking in. Rise and grind, Papa. How are you? I had 2 calls this morning. All right, cool. Glad you can make it. Sophisticated thought. I agree, Shawn. The kid definitely needs to gain some good muscle. Yeah, he does, dog. Woo-wee. Yeah, he does. But we started going down this road earlier in the show, and the thing that bugs me, it gets me. All right, I get it. Everybody, you got a lot of people in the Caleb cult, and he's the best quarterback to ever played a position. I know we got a lot of those people. Okay. However, I'm not in agreement with that. Before you come at me, one, he's not generational. So you can get that out of your minds now. But because you're not generational doesn't mean you can't be a great quarterback. Doesn't mean you can't be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Doesn't mean you can't be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Generational, something special. Something special. Caleb's not that. Caleb is extremely talented. Caleb seems to have this knack of being able to score late in games or at halves. He's got the receivers to do it, which is a big plus. Although Keenan Allen was trying his best to sabotage it with all those drops yesterday. That was that about. This young man has it. We've already seen him. I've talked about it before. Going down for the at the end of a half. At the end of the first half, he's gone down. He's led us to a couple of field goals. Excellent. And then the defense and Eberflus took away two shining moments where he had two game-winning drives. The Washington game, we needed a touchdown. We went downfield, scored a touchdown with 12 seconds left, 21 seconds left, something like that. It should have been a game-winning drive at game over. Then we go to the Packers. All we needed was a field goal. He let us down in the field goal range. Should have been a second game-winning drive, and we let it get blocked. Those two games could have raised Caleb's confidence through the roof. And I know you still have confidence because you did lead them to lead close at the end of the game, but you didn't win the game. So there is some video evidence, as Matty Flus likes to say. Shorty says, whoa, Shawn, this jury's still on generational. By year 3, he may just be generational. As far as the Bears are concerned, he is a generational Bears quarterback. Shorty, that's like saying the bar is set very low. That's like saying he's the tallest midget. Okay? It's not. But the question is, are they going to ruin him? And luckily, they have Thomas Brown. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Thomas Brown is the real deal. And that's the thing. What do? If he continues to progress at a reasonable rate, just say he averages 200 yards. Just say he averages 200 yards for the next 6 games. Okay? Well, I already showed you. Here. If he averages 200 yards the next 6 games, that's 1,200 yards. That's 3,500 yards. That's a nice day at the office. It's a nice season. I'll mind you, 17 games, but still a nice season. I think he's capable of averaging 200 yards a game. Like he'd need 1,700, 1,650 in 6 games. So he'd have to average over 300 yards a game, which I don't think he'll do. I'm not saying he can't. I don't think he will. But the kid has shown that he's got some moxie. The kid has shown that when it's on the line, he's willing to fight for it. And he has a thing where he can come back and win. Let's not forget the receivers he has to throw to as well. They helped a lot. Like I said, Keenan Allen tried to spoil that with a lot of his drops. But hey, you throw in a DJ. Dude, DJ Moore was targeted 7 times and had 7 catches. Targeted 7 times and 7 catches. DJ is the man. Rome Odunze stepping up. I mean, these are all stud receivers. Future Hall of Famer in Keenan Allen. Legit. For real, number 1 receiver in DJ Moore. And an emerging superstar in Rome Odunze. Not to mention a great tight end in Cole Kmet. Top 5 tight end in the NFL. He's got some weapons. And he's using them. He's using them, which is the most important thing. Keenan Allen tried to sabotage it with his drops, but didn't work. So what do you do? What do you do if this goes well? Because you're probably going to fire Eberflus. Do you give Thomas Brown the head coaching gig and ask him to add and put him in the same spot as Eberflus? Now, first-time head coach who's calling an offense, who's the head coach and calling offensive plays. Can he do it? I don't know. Or do you bring in a veteran and trust that the veteran head coach brings in a guy who's an offensive coordinator whose style meshes with Caleb and a guy who doesn't want to leave in a year or two? Because if the most important thing is your quarterback's development, then you want to keep that as consistent as possible, and you're going to want to keep Thomas Brown around as long as you can. Which means you might bring back Eberflus because he still has 2 years left on his deal. How tough is that going to be? What if they lose and Caleb averages 275 yards and 2 touchdowns the rest of the year? 275 yards and 2 touchdowns a game for the next 6 games. What's that going to put him at? $275 times 6. $1,650. That'll put him at 4,000 yards. 1,650 yards. If he averages 275 yards a game, he's going to hit 4,000 yards. So now do you get rid of Thomas Brown? Or do you just elevate him to head coach? And now Ryan Poles has to hitch his wagon to a first-time head coach / play caller? Can Thomas Brown hang? That's a lot. The guy he's working for now, it's difficult for him. Call plays on defense and still be the head coach. A lot of questions have to be answered. Because I want Eberflus to stay through this year. I don't think they're going to fire him, which they shouldn't. Let Thomas Brown continue to work with Caleb. Let Caleb continue to grow, continue to develop, continue to go through his rookie season, ups and downs. That's it. Sophisticated thoughts that Thomas Brown even has the offensive line looking like they know what they're doing. Jenkins and Wright had a pretty good game. I was even impressed with the center. Yeah, the center I was really impressed with. The center. Like, what the hell is this all about? Coleman Shelton. Cornelius, I agree with you. Shanahan with Caleb would be scary. Yes. Don't forget, Shanahan might be let go by the Niners. They're talking about if they fire Flus, they might even bring Cliff Kingsbury over here. He obviously has a relationship with Caleb. Excuse me. Again, Bill Belichick wants to get back in the game, but they're not going to. He's too powerful. He's going to want too much control. Vrabel might be another one who's too powerful, and he's already got a track record of being a good coach, and they won't be manipulated as easy. Kevin Stefanski, great offensive mind. Would he come here? I don't know. But here's where Ryan Poles has to put his ego aside, put his pride aside. I don't care if they're smarter than me. I don't care if they're more popular than me. I don't care if he's got more gravitas than me. Bring in the best head coach. Who's going to develop Caleb? Who's going to develop him? And don't keep Thomas Brown around. That's kind of like shitty. Because if I'm a head coach and I'm applying for the job and say you have to keep this offensive coordinator, he's like, I'm out. If I'm going to win or lose, I'm going to win or lose with the people that I choose to bring to this staff. And that's saying, and there's no diss to Thomas Brown, but I don't know. You guys got to understand, coaching is very incestuous. People you bring people onto your staff that you're comfortable with first and foremost, and two, have a good track record. But you got to be comfortable with them, which is why they may, I don't know, they might keep Thomas Brown. They still want to be able to control these young coaches. But they made so many bad moves. They didn't play Caleb in the preseason. They did, like, come on, man. Not a lot of reps in the preseason. Remember me telling you I want him to play reps. I want him in the Hall of Fame game. I said, I don't give a shit if it's two series in a row where it's 3 handoffs and 3 and outs. 3 handoffs to DeAndre Swift. 3 handoffs to Roshan Johnson. If we didn't get 10 yards, you're out. Get him used to the speed of the game. They gave you an extra week due to the extra time due to the Hall of Fame game. You had extra time because you had new coordinators. You played an extra preseason game because you were in the Hall of Fame game. You didn't use it. Think of how much further along Caleb would be if he had more reps. This is a numbers game. The more reps you get, the more comfortable you get. Imagine Caleb had another 30 or 40 snaps, 60 snaps. Cornelius says, Shawn, you've convinced me. Keep Eberflus and let Thomas Brown continue working with Caleb. Well, keep him for the rest of the year, but man, his decision-making's got to be better, and I don't know if it's going to get much better because who the hell does he have advising him on these challenges, this time management? Like, man. But if that's the most important, I mean, your quarterback is the most important position, the most important position in sports. In sports. So you let other areas slack a little bit because you got a stud quarterback? And here's how I would say you keep Eberflus. If you tell him you must give up play calling duties on the defensive side of the ball, you must. If you don't give him up, you're out. Watch how fast he says, hey, Coach Washington, your defense now. Let him be the CEO so he doesn't have to worry about anything else. He can see this, see that. Junior, that's a phenomenal question. Phenomenal question, Junior. He said, what if Caleb not playing in the preseason, the Bears ownership call? I mean, Nagy did the same thing. What if it's the McCaskies with that call? Well, if it's the McCaskies with that call, then Ryan Poles needs to say he's got to step up. And remember, they got him because he's a first-time GM. Again, another person who's malleable, who's easy to control and manipulate. But you've been on a job this long. Like, look, here's what I see. I mean, there's nothing you can do now because Caleb's got practice. He's not gonna forget the offense, especially if you keep the same one. The only thing that worries me now is Eberflus's loser mentality infecting the team. Is Eberflus's loser mentality infecting this team? I don't know. I'll tell you what, though. It's tough getting interviews. It's tough getting interviews in the locker room. Dude, in there, we see players walking out way before we're allowed in. So I don't know. Kevin Scott says if Eberflus put down a damn play sheet, he might be able to do a better job as a head coach. Not. I don't know, Kevin. I think he might. Hell, it can't be any worse. He can't be any worse of a head coach. I guess the only way he can go up is go from here is up, right? So I challenge you on that, Kevin. It can't get much worse. But that's what he wanted to be, a CEO. And it's easier when you're overseeing everything as opposed to he's responsible for the defense. And then, and then you still got to work with the offense. It takes a lot. Not a lot of people can do it. Be responsible for one side of the ball and give up control to another side. I worked for the Chiefs because you got Spagnuolo over there, who's a freaking stud of a defensive coordinator, not looking to get a head coaching gig. Not looking. Sophisticated thoughts that if your specialty is defense and your defense allowed them to win that game yesterday, then you definitely need to give up play calling and be able to focus on your game management responsibilities. Okay, I hear you. That's valid. I think he should have given play calling up a couple weeks ago. I think he should give it up after Thursday's game. Said, hey, Eric Washington, give you a couple more days to kind of look over this thing and hit the ground running when we come back in San Francisco. And one of the things, Sophisticated Thoughts, you're right. You said Flus having played that soft coverage against that backup QB had me so frustrated yesterday. One of the things, I want more pressure. What did I do with that? This is here. Yeah. I want more pressure. So what I do is for the games, I know it doesn't look like much. Okay. And they give this to us. We have a website that we can go to, but I write down. So first down, I don't put first and second, whatever. If there's a whole first down, 11P SG. All right, first down, 11 personnel, shotgun. So I mark all these things down. So I see this is the first drive. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth down punt. Second drive, they're at their own 2-yard line, 9:47 to go. All right. So I kind of watch. So I see the tendencies that they have, what formations they have. Okay. And it helps me kind of say, okay, I see what they're doing. That works for me. Other people, I don't know how other people do theirs. They do it to whatever way works for them. But I like to see, because this offense, they stick in 11 personnel a lot. And that's the cool part about it. You keep the same personnel so the defense can't sub. You know, you can go up tempo, which I like them doing. I like them doing that a lot. Go up tempo so the defense can't change, can't substitute and get proper personnel in. That seems to work. And you got DeAndre Swift back there who can one other thing I didn't see any screens of DeAndre Swift yesterday. I'm talking like regular screens. Step up in the line, slide out to the flat. All the experienced quarterbacks know where the holes are in the cover two. If you give them time, they'll find it. Well, yeah, that's everyone knows. All quarterbacks know where the holes are to cover two. You know that in high school. That's why disguising the coverages is so paramount. What do you think about Ryan Poles in his seat? Because a lot of this has to do with Ryan Poles. A lot of this. Okay, we talked about making that trade. All right. All right, let's say we didn't make the trade. Like you draft Caleb. Okay, cool. Who's protecting him? All right, I've mentioned it before, but you go and get Rome Odunze. Yeah, that's a great pick, but who the hell's protecting him? Why not go get a first round left tackle? There's a crazy idea. You know, and now here's the thought. I mean, it's a moot point, but man, imagine you get those picks. Now you can get this year 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders. Next year you have 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders. Probably 2 years later you have 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders. Look at the offensive lineman you can pick up and why he's refused to invest in it. Look at the Detroit Lions. 3 first round picks in their offensive line. Why the hell do you think David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are running roughshod over everybody? Philadelphia. Why do you think they're running roughshod over everybody? Besides the fact you got a super freak at running back in Saquon Barkley, but other than that, but he's refused to put top resources into this offensive and defensive line. As much as I like Gervon Dexter, he never really took off. And I know it's year 2. He had to learn a new system. Maybe takes off next year. But why are you saying maybe? Here's where Jalen Carter would have been the move. Here's where Jalen Carter would have been the stud. But you're like, we don't have the infrastructure. Like, what's the infrastructure? Because he was caught doing some shit that college kids do. He was driving 100 miles an hour. It was racing cars, and one of the car he was racing had crashed. College kids act stupid. I hate to break that to you. He was young. He's young. He's powerful. You think you're invincible at that stage. Hell, I was driving a Ferrari at over 100 miles an hour on the Mass Pike as a freshman. But you're like, oh, I don't know. He's got a bad attitude. He's, you know what he is? He's a dog. He is a monster. But you didn't want to draft him because you didn't think you had the locker room. Well, guess what? You create the culture. That's the problem with Poles. Create the culture. I mean, he wasn't murdering people. He wasn't assaulting people. He wasn't raping people. He was driving on the expressway. He was racing the cars. People do that. And I know it's dangerous. I know it could end up in a fatality, which it did. But you can die from drinking. You can die from doing drugs. There's a whole bunch of things you can die from a lot of stuff. But to pass on Jalen Carter now, and Gervon Dexter was looking like he was going to be the better pick, but nope. Jalen Carter caught up to him and it surpassed him. Jalen Carter's looking like that dude. he's looking like that dude. Imagine him over here now. Jalen Carter and Andrew Billings before Billings got hurt. Stop getting projects. Stop wasting high draft picks on projects. Use high draft picks on can't misses. Use them on all first team SEC, all first team Big Ten. Those are the people. Those are the players that you use those high first round draft picks on. Defensive Player of the Year, the Lombardi Award winner, the Outlet Award winner, top defensive lineman, top offensive lineman. Those are the ones you spend those first round picks on. And you would have had a hell of a lot more first round picks had you done what many of us wanted you to do. But you didn't. And you didn't invest in the offensive line. So he should be feeling the heat for this shit. And also, I like Tyson Bagent, but why the hell, if you're going to get a rookie quarterback, why don't you have a veteran there? Why don't you have a guy who can come in and offer advice? Tyson Bagent can't help Caleb. First of all, he went to a 1AA school. Secondly, he doesn't have enough experience. Who the hell can Caleb talk to? Not Tyson. Not his OC anymore. Shane Waldron's gone. Now he's got to talk to Thomas Brown, which seems to be a good thing. But you always want a veteran quarterback if you got a young guy. All these things. Yeah, Ryan Poles, his seat needs to be hot too. The Nate Davis signing. The Chase Claypool signing. Man, I was up until yesterday before he got a sack at the TFL, the Montez Sweat signing. Because he was MIA. He was at the back of a milk carton all year. Got your $98 million, all of a sudden you ain't doing jack squat? So Ryan Poles deserves a lot of this heat. So where do we go from here? I don't know. We still got 6 games left. And the trajectory that our quarterback is taking is a good one. It's a very good trajectory. And remember at one point I said, toward the end of the season, I said, next year we're going to win because of Caleb. I was like, it might, depending on how fast he picks it up, there might be a couple games at the end of the season where we win because of him. We're at that stage now. We should have won the Green Bay game. Could have won yesterday's game, but Caleb sabotaged himself with that sack. He's a rookie. We might start to win because of Caleb now. Because of him. It's about the time I thought, the best case scenario, this is about the time I thought where we would win because of him, not just with him. Man, 2 hours is come and gone, guys. I want to thank you guys. The chat was jumping. Yeah. Polls like drafted players with solid character. Yeah, but they're not great players. And I hate to break it to you, you can't have a lot of good players in the NFL when other teams have great players. I'm going to get a guy because he's very nice. What was the one thing we heard about Roshan Johnson? Not about his skill. It was he's such a great young man. He's such a great young man. He's such a great young man. Well, damn, dude, I need to see you run the ball. I mean, now you're pigeonholed into being a short yardage back. Okay, you good with that? All right. Marion Barber, God rest his soul, had made a living doing that. But anyway, hey, guys, listen, we'll probably be on Wednesday. I don't know if we'll go a full show. We're definitely going to be off Friday. We'll be off Friday, and we'll come back. Man, Friday's the day after the game. Keep a lookout. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do an hour show on Friday after the game. That's Black Friday. And I'm going to be in Elgin. I'm not too far from Aurora, my Nike outlet store. So, anyway, guys, I'll let you know for sure about Friday. If we are, might be just like I said, just an hour show, just a quick wrap up of the game. All right. So listen, guys, you have a phenomenal day. Sports owners, I appreciate the love and support, man. Everybody in the chat, from Lewis to Kevin to Armando to Mashawn to Cornelius, all right, to Sophisticated Thoughts, to Plank, to Kevin, who else? To Mr. Shorty, Mashawn. I said Luis Mejia. I said Plank already. Keith Bishop was watching. Ant Moss, Derek Carter, Short, all those guys. All you guys, if I missed you, I apologize. Thank you for the love and support. I appreciate it. You guys have a phenomenal day. Have a phenomenal Thanksgiving. I'll see you on Wednesday. But nonetheless, have a great week. All right, remember, be thankful. Thanksgiving is a time to reminisce on the good stuff in your life. All right, we all have good stuff. As much shit as we have in our lives, and we all have it, we all do have a lot of good stuff. Do we choose to look at it and appreciate it, or do we choose to look at the bad stuff and bitch and moan about that? Okay. Give a shout out to my son, but not me. Oh yeah, Junior too. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I got to go pick up the warden. From CrossFit. Guys, have a phenomenal day. Make sure you get in touch with your loved ones over the holidays. They're much more special when you share them with the people you love. All right, your boy, the SuperBack. I am out.